Hello there, today we're going to make cheese and onion pasties. I'm going to make 6 in total. I've got here 300 grams of cooked potato. It's important you know how to cook them. I cut them into pieces about that size, boiled them in salted water for 6 minutes, drained them off, put them back in the pan with a lid and allowed them to cool. That way the potatoes are cooked but they're still firm. So I've diced them up. I've got here 100 grams of finely chopped onion. Always remember when you're chopping onions to take any centre bits out, any yellow bits like that, because they're not nice. Always get rid of those. Quality control. I've got also 150 grams of grated mature cheddar cheese. I managed to get that for it was £4.99 a kilo. It was on offer in the local supermarket, so that's cost me 75p. The onions have cost me about 6p, and the potatoes have cost me 12p. They were £1 for 2.5 kilos. So all in all, these pasties are going to cost less than 30p each. Put them all in together. Got here for seasoning some salt, black pepper and half a teaspoonful of dry mustard. The mustard helps to give the, bring out the flavour of the cheese. So we'll give this a good old stir. I've got also 2 portions of quick pastry, which I've showed you how to make on a previous video. A rolling pin and some flour for rolling out. Just here. I'm just going to show you how to do 2, because we have to keep these YouTube videos quite short, less than 10 minutes. So I'll put the pastry into 3. I'm going to roll them out into rounds quite quickly. I've also got some beaten egg for brushing. I promise you these pasties would taste like nothing you've ever bought in a shop. Once you've had these, you will never want to buy cheese and onion pasty in a shop ever again. So they're well worth the effort. They do have the wow factor as well when they're finished. So your family or your friends or even yourself, you'll be just so impressed. Don't worry if it's not completely round, it doesn't matter. I've also got a baking sheet lined with parchment. Parchment, because it just does not ever stick. Greaseproof paper does, but parchment is so useful to have in if you're doing any amount of baking. Saves a lot of washing up, and I'm all for that. This little paintbrush I'm using is very soft and easy to use, much cheaper than a pastry brush, and quite frankly it does a better job because it doesn't drag away at your pastry like some pastry brushes do. Part of a pack, 6 paintbrushes for £1, cheap as chips, and does a fantastic job. You can also put it in the dishwasher. Put that in there. So then you gather the edges up together gently. Always handle pastry lightly and keep it cool. The pastry's been thawing overnight in the fridge, and I take it out just before I'm going to use it because it needs to be cool and firm. Once it gets warm, it's quite difficult to handle. Next job is to crimp. This is what they do in Cornwall. So what you do, brush off any excess flour. Take the edge of the pastry between your finger and thumb and just roll it overlapping like that. Can you see it's forming like a rope pattern? That's what we're looking for. When we get to the end, I just tuck it underneath like that. Pop it on the tray. Same again with this one. Tuck the end under, pop it on the tray. Next thing we're going to do is brush these with beaten egg. I've got the oven on at 230 Celsius, which is round about gas mark 8, and they will take about half an hour to bake. All over with beaten egg like that. Gives it a lovely glaze. You can use milk if you don't want to use an egg, but the glaze won't be as good. Now I'm going to pop these in the oven. After about 15 minutes I'll take them out, brush them again and turn the tray round. Pop them back to finish cooking. Takes about half an hour. Right, let's take these pasties out of the oven. There you go, cheese and onion pasties. 30p each. What do you think? An absolute bargain. Quite filling and satisfying. So I would serve one of these with baked beans and a green salad, just to offset it, make a nice round meal. The recipe for these is on page 39 of the Once a Week cookbook, available from Trafford.com, Amazon and Waterstones. Also available now as an ebook on my website www.onceaweekkitchen.co.uk. See you later. Bye.